Let me check to see if we're actually live. Oh, looks like we are. Cool. Hello? Hello? Am I getting any audio? Okay, we are. It's coming on my speakers. I will fix that, as I usually do. Every time something has to fuck up. You know who I am. So let me just copy the link to this stream. Boom. Give me a sec, guys. I need to change my audio. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Need to put this in. That should fix it. Okay, sweet. I was just testing something I had on Twitter. Awesome. Just something I had on Twitter. So that's my test. We should be good. We're ready to go. Let me turn on the wind. Oh. There we go. Remember, I fuck up all the time. I don't get time. I don't never prepare shit on time. I'm terrible at that. Again, I don't really like streaming. Anyway, we got about 3 minutes until this starts. So, yeah. It's almost here. We didn't get it at the Game Awards, but we're getting it now. And hopefully we won't have to wait that long before he finally comes out. Or he, or she, or it. I don't know who it is. I legitimately don't know who it is. This week's been rough for me. I haven't been really feeling too well. So, and I'm still recovering from it. Which, yeah, it's been a shitty week. For me. So, hopefully we get some cool shit today. Alright. I'm pretty sure everyone's analyzed the fuck out of this pose he's making. Because that's what they fucking do. Yeah, it's gonna start with the trailer. You know it's gonna start with the trailer. Or him going and then leading into a trailer. Got a minute left. Audio's good. All right, here we go, guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora Limited. We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter.
Huh?
Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide.
Holy shit, they're keeping this shit on the
The
wraps.
development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy. Which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time.
Okay.
I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really? So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information.
Alright, let's do this.
However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings.
Just tell us who
We
it is.
prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Alright, let's go. Who could it be? Wait a minute. God damn it! It's Byleth. It's fucking Byleth.
Time has finally come to unleash the forbidden spell of Zaharat upon our enemies!
It's fucking Byleth. Wow. Like, I started playing Fire Emblem Three Houses New Year's Eve. That doesn't mean I want another Fire Emblem character! God damn it!
As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be. Are you prepared to die?
We're getting Byleth!
I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice.
Wow.
You must join Smash.
This is so bad! Huh? Why do we...
Join Smash!
Why do we need more Fire Emblem characters? We're getting Byleth from Three Houses. What the fuck?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself!
What the goddamn fucking shit? Please, for the love of God, stop adding Fire Emblem characters. Please, no more Fire Emblem characters. No more Fire Emblem characters. Please. There's too many as is.
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do?
There's female Byleth.
Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
I still want to keep playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, though. I am interested in continuing that. Wait a minute. Okay.
How is this?
What's going on?
Oh.
Of anyone, you should be able to handle the hero's relics. With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach. Use Amir's overwhelming power. Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
I only picked up Three Houses because
Each weapon matches
People have
its
been
direction.
praising this fucking game to death. So like I said, I'm willing to give it a try. So far, I'm really getting pretty into it so far. Or I didn't get that much into it. I'm
To
only
you,
like,
both
Let's
sides
say
of
I'm
time
like-
are revealed. Through Smash,
I think I only played
show
like
the
30
world.
minutes of it or so. Didn't play that much of it. It's Fire Emblem! Why do we need the X for this? It's fucking Fire Emblem. We all know what it is. And now he's just putting it...
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the battle.
This is so bad!
Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if
The
you have
only
Super Smash
first-party
Bros.
character in
Ultimate
this
Fighters
entire pack.
And it will also be available for purchase individually.
And it's
In
goddamn
case you're
Fire
not familiar
Emblem.
with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few
God
things,
damn it,
so
you
don't worry.
bastard.
First off,
I don't need an education on Fire Emblem. Everyone and their mother
it's really
talks
hard to
about
pronounce
it.
in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem. But when writing it, if you don't write Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful. The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical. Well, it's tactical in that it simulates combat. You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game, or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle. When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was
Why
unique
did you need to keep
in
this a
using
secret?
specific character,
You acted
sort of
like it was
in
some
role-playing
big
games.
fucking character. This is not huge at all. Only to the people who are
Plus,
big in the
something made it
goddamn
stand out
Fire
from other
Emblem.
Nintendo products. Characters could permanently die. That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're sleeping with the fishes.
Anyway, I will continue
But
playing
really,
Three
if a
Houses,
character
though.
fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them
I
again.
will keep playing it. I definitely do want to
Recent
play more.
entries in the series maintain this concept of
Like, it's
permadeath
not-
to
I'm
some
not gonna
degree in
drop it.
classic mode and what have
do
you.
wanna play more.
But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak.
I have so far. I have been enjoying my time.
In the older games, your
Oh,
units
excuse me.
would really be gone.
So
never
far,
to
I
be
have been
mentioned
enjoying
again.
my time with it.
Scary.
Why do we need a backstory of a
The game's
game
stories
that's
are told
already?
like chronicles of war, with increasingly
Why are we getting a
distinct characters and
backstory of a
engrossing
game
scenarios.
series that's already represented within Smash? Overrepresented in Smash.
Several characters also appear in the Super Smash Bros. Series, and 6 of the 7 can use a counterattack. It's their down special.
Let me guess.
There's actually a
Byleth
reason for
doesn't.
this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
Like I said,
People who aren't Japanese in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many?
okay.
Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes
Sakurai,
in the remakes, but you
please
don't
do
include
not
the Satellaview
include
games,
another
Tokyo
Fire
Mirage
Emblem
Sessions,
character.
Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge. I'll give it a try.
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝、魔性の謎、聖戦の系譜。
I've only started this series with fucking Three
剣
Houses.
烈火の剣、聖魔の宝石、草原の奇跡、暁の女神、新暗黒竜、新
Yeah, I can tell you're a huge Fire Emblem fan, considering how many fucking Fire Emblem
There
characters
you
in the
go,
game.
17.
So that's what that means?
変な数え方してました。
So you saw how I was counting in a weird
Threw
way,
us-
right? I was counting in binary.
He threw us off big
This is
time.
0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2.
The 3
1
stood for
equals
3
So
houses.
this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Or
And
it
then
was
you get
counting in
16.
binary. Okay, counting in
Add
binary.
1 and you get 17.
sweet.
Awesome, isn't it?
Sweet.
You can actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023. If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go. What is Fire Emblem Three Houses? In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto and the female version is called Beresu, but in English they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses.
Don't spoil the fucking game for me.
Once you've chosen a house, you
Don't
guide them through
fucking
their
spoil
school,
the game for
and,
me.
well, you end up fighting the other houses.
Goddamn, do not
After
spoil
a
this
certain
goddamn game
incident,
for me.
5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle
Sakurai,
against
I
the other
haven't
houses
finished the
in their
game
league.
yet.
It's a very
I
sad
barely
game
started.
in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
Goddamn, stop. No spoilers.
To
No
understand
spoilers.
the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release. I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example, because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter. I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it.
Just don't spoil the game for me.
And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
Wait, you use walkthroughs?
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very different.
God damn it.
Your experience will vary depending on the route you
This
choose,
is
and many of the characters you meet will adopt different
pretty.
roles in the
This is a
story.
letdown. This, I mean,
I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll
you
understand.
guys are the reason I got Fire Emblem Three Houses to begin with.
Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry
So maybe
Bogard
you can all
showcase
convert
video,
me into Fire
I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance.
I still think it's
But this time,
overrepresented.
we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I go.
The only character who in this entire pack is
So,
first
this
party.
is our new fighter, Byleth. Sadly, they're lacking in mobility. It's maybe a bit better than Robin's, but that's about all you can say for them. Throws are not their strong point either. Their grab lacks range. But actually, you could say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that. First, let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also use the sword for dash attacks and other moves. For their up smash attack, they'll whip the sword upward to launch enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead. The hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something. The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things like this. It was pretty terrifying
male
how I
Byleth
knocked him
looks
into
a
the air
lot
with that
like
attack.
Marth.
And in addition,
It looks similar.
you can do awful things like this.
Yes, a character from a
That said,
series
you'll
that's
launch
already
opponents upward
represented.
until their damage reaches a certain percent.
Overrepresented.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges. So that's the up special. Now for the sideways inputs. This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology. First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next, the side smash attack. This also has a long range. It'll connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger. And if you've knocked an opponent down, the side attack won't hit unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them.
I expected nothing and it was still the twin. Yeah. I didn't know who to expect, honestly.
By the way, the tip of the lance is more powerful. The shaft part is weaker, so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far. That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed upward. Or downward in this case. Next, the side special move. Byleth will simply swing the lance like this, but again, it has excellent reach. For example, even when your opponent is at this distance, it'll still hit.
Just, Sakurai, please calm down.
Actually,
Fire
you
him.
can
I
do a smash
get it.
attack to
You
charge
love
forward.
Fire Emblem.
Like
I
this.
care more. I honestly... Yeah.
But
I
as
mean,
you'd expect, it can easily
He's
shield you, so
definitely,
be
like,
careful.
unique. Like, he's got... He doesn't use just his sword.
Use it in
He
midair
uses
and you'll
a
carve up
whole
a
bunch of
large area.
weapons. So that's cool. Who the fuck
Returning
wants to
the
play as
side
the
air attacks
male
from earlier,
violence?
they have
All about
great
the female
horizontal reach,
violence.
but they lack verticality.
Pantyhose.
So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir. It's named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack. It really is strong. Try for a meteor effect with this attack.
Fucking damn it.
Next is the down smash attack. A heavy swing of the axe back and forth. As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power. And for the down special, Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different. When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
Bold move similar to the Falcon Punch. You really...
which allows you to withstand an attack.
No.
Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same
Falcon
time,
Punch...
it plays out like this.
What the fuck?
It's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor
Making
effect,
Captain
you have
Falcon
the
look like a
advantage,
bitch here?
unless you get
What,
grabbed.
what is with Captain Falcon and getting wrecked by
Another
Fire
notable
Emblem
aspect
characters?
is that it lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can
Getting
breeze
stopped
past
by
platforms
Fire
like
Emblem
this to reach a
characters.
lower area. It won't let you jump, but you could use it as a
Leave
surprise
the man
attack.
alone. He hasn't had a game in over a
Also,
decade
you can
and
turn
a
around
half.
during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a hit with this move,
Or at least a decade and a half,
it can
man.
be really effective when used against a group of opponents. Plus, even if you fail to land a direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little. It's as if the quaking of the ground launches them. By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using this down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter. Next, we have the neutral moves. The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a move of Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow. It seems pretty straightforward, right? But there are a few noteworthy aspects
I'm
to
not
this
even
bow.
paying attention. I'm honestly not paying
First,
attention.
the biggest difference between this bow and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can
It just
also
makes
change
me wonder,
direction while in the stance.
Why couldn't they keep this
It works
secrecy
up
for
until
any
this
of the
point,
other characters in this fucking game?
If you keep
Why
holding the
did
button,
why did it take them until fucking
unleash
Byleth to do it?
a powerful arrow that looks like a beam
Hey,
of light.
people are leaking our. It took them
You
until
can perform
Byleth
this
to
move by
realize,
keeping the button
hey,
held
people are
down.
leaking our shit.
You charge up power like so. Charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it.
You could,
Not
you
even
should
with
have
the
done
shield
this.
button.
You should have
In other words,
realized
you're
that
committed
a lot
to
fucking
fighting it.
earlier.
So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible. Once you've entered the stance,
Let's be real. Who's gonna
You
play
won't
as
be able
male
to do anything.
Byleth? No one.
which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray,
Just like
as
they
it
did
is,
the
after
female
all, a
Robin and the
long-range move,
female Thorin.
letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents. So, you need to think carefully when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven.
mouthful
This
of
is an
names.
enhanced version.
What if that's a Got Sophos behind them.
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sophis to
So
launch an
I
attack to us.
don't know how to pronounce these names. I just got into the series.
手が誰であるのか何なのかというのは原作で確認してみていただければと思います。
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the default and odd-numbered color variations are male, while the even-numbered ones are female. However, the
Yep.
third,
Oh,
fourth,
yep.
and fifth
Figured
colors
they do
are,
this.
as you can see,
Figured
reminiscent
they
of
do
the
this.
house fingers. Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to. The sixth color is based on Sophis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and
Anti-hoseless
eighth variations
Byleth?
have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course
Byleth
of the
with
original
legs?
game's story.
Okay, please don't.
Didn't we see this variation in the final smash?
Don't spoil anything, motherfucker. Don't. I haven't played it.
Next, I'll introduce the stage.
ステージは
For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery.
動員を作ってみました。原作における
This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception hall, bridge, and cathedral all in one stage.
化するルートを取るように作っています。
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four.
その4つの
Like
エリアを
Castle
Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these four areas.
ご紹介したいと思います。まず一
The
番
first area is the marketplace.
市場です。ここに
I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house,
You think
Dimitri,
you're
Dedu,
this, you're
and
this
Ingrid.
big Fire Emblem expert.
Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid.
でもない
Their names are a bit difficult to say.
Doo-doo.
They're largely from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Since it's a kingdom, that means they have a monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say Dimitri's the future king. He had quite the difficult life and may or may not end up with just one eye. He's an unfortunate one, that one.
Don't spoil the fucking
There are
game.
vendors
That's a
on either
spoiler.
In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things, but here you can break them, you see.
もしも壊すと
If you do break them, the stage will expand to the left and right.
これからどんどん
I wonder where people will buy their supplies now.
Somewhere else.
And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper.
ですね。
You often pass through this area in
Gatekeeper's
Fire
alive.
Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot.
Gatekeeper goes home for the night.
Moving through these areas
I
is
saw-
possible thanks to this
I saw
mysterious
Byleth
platform.
fighting this
Just when it seems like you've
mustachioed
come to a
Italian
stop,
plumber.
you'll come crashing back down.
Pistachio.
We've broken through the ceiling and slammed
Man
into the
in
building.
red and blue.
And the guests in the reception hall are Edelgard, Dorothea, and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire, and as such, they embrace their military might. Edelgard is one of the characters who is central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals. You'll notice there are prominent chandeliers above the stage. It's possible to knock them down.
Like the Punch-Out stage.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work
Are you
your way
ready
up
for
there by
the-
getting lucky and being launched up. Or
Are you ready
perhaps
for
by
the
using another
who can
fighter
reach
as a
the
stepping stone.
chandelier challenge with all
There we go.
fighters?
I made it. And you can knock it down. Also, you can break this
People
table.
will do that. I
Like so.
guarantee it.
Just like the sign that reads Furin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range. Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed. It's similar to the bridge of Elden stage. The guests are from the Golden Deer, Claude, Hilda, and Lawrence. They belong to the Leicester Alliance. Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the sharpest of the bunch. Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the 17th game and are creating 40 characters for each new entry, you're bound to get a bit of name overlap. The naming process must be tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's design, it's just a long pathway, plain and simple. You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also say it's a place where the fail knot really shines, and in this sense, I think it suits the Golden Deer perfectly. The last area is the cathedral, only with some platforms you can pass through. The guests appearing in the cathedral are Sedith, Flame, and Rhea. There's Sedith, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flame. She seems to be under the protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Just,
All three have character quirks
I'm
related
just
to their
waiting for
true
this to
identities.
finish. In all honesty.
I
Just
feel
talk
that
about other
Flame might
shit
be
and
saying
make it
shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that.
Yes, please do not spoil it.
This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms. Being the last area, it may be a place where some intense battles will be waged. It'll
It's
cycle
gonna-
through each
tournament
location
players are
in
gonna
about
ban
2.5
it.
minutes.
Who cares? They're just gonna ban it. No.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages. That'll give us precisely 5 players per side. Alright, here we go, Joker. Joker! And Hero!
He's just going around killing all the characters.
Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo!
He's going
By
around
now, I
killing
think
all the
you know what I'm
characters.
doing.
Every character in that
But basically,
pass is
I'm
third
trying
party
to defeat
except
all
for the
5
last
opponents
one.
with just the Professor here. But as expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get my hands on.
At least you picked the female Byleth. Like an
I'm
intelligent
not going to
person.
land that easily. Uh-oh, this is bad. Bennigan's. I better keep my distance. I'll use this chance to attack. Got him. That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch. Perfect shielded that, huh? Good one. If I do this, or like so. No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected. Good, there's Mom. You're in a good spot, Mom. Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not. I feel like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it. But they mustn't give up. I can't waste the chance. There's another smash ball. Yes, got it. Now, what are you charging up for? There's still more. Whack. Go on, you can take the hammer, but it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him. I was trying to fight using mindless abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
See, he was using items.
It can be fun to play
Yeah,
like
it's
this,
fun.
especially
It's
in
fun.
tag team, so I think it's a good idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself. The end.
The end. I doubt there's gonna be
Now,
much.
about the additional music. Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game.
Oh, really?
A selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration.
11.
11 songs are being added. This includes an arrangement of the main theme in both
Yeah,
Japanese and
this
English.
sounds familiar, this song here.
I hope you'll enjoy these as well. We're also adding in a new spirit board.
Why does this need a spirit board? Why can't you just
It
mix
includes
this in
the
with
house
the
leaders
other
among some of the
fucking
other popular
board?
characters.
They're not. It's not even from a. It's not from a new series.
Sophist is Legend class. Also, there's a new classic mode route, a heroic legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the
Why are they
series
treating
history.
this like it's a third party? It's not.
The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that. Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Oh, here we go. Assassin's Creed? They added Altair from fucking Assassin's Creed. That's pretty dope. Oh, Ubisoft costumes. Mega, of course. You gotta bring back the fucking costumes from before. Was this one of them? Mega Man X? Were these in here before? Mega Man Battle? I'm not sure. Were these in there before or not? I'm not sure, actually. Cuphead! There's a Cuphead Mii Fighter costume! And he comes with a song? It's like Sans. Okay. It's sad that the most exciting thing is this entire thing so far is Mii Fighter costumes, but okay. Nothing is true, everything's permitted, I guess. Oh, did you notice that it said Altair? It didn't say the name of his game. I guess the assassin is a good
This
word to
time
say
we're
for
releasing a
it.
Cuphead costume. And for those of you who purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added. It's called Floral Fury, and it's the theme that plays when fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well. After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume it's wearing immediately after you download it. And now, onto the amiibo.
Richter and Dark Samus.
The-
Dark Samus looks
Dark
cool.
Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
Dark Samus looks fucking cool as hell. Alright.
はい、そして今回
And now, with the addition of Violet, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth.
Byleth is easily the weakest out of all 5 of these.
From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play. As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Oh shit. Second Fighter's Pass. Wait, what? There's 6 fighters.
Looks like there will be 1 more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2. It will be available for pre-purchase on the date
Nice.
shown, so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why and purchase it. Furthermore, the new additions have already been decided. Even if I receive many requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them. But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're also including a bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex costume, but this time, here's what we have.
Oh. It's just a Mii.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. This will not be for sale individually, so it can only be acquired as part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Lastly.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world. Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
Even he's
Seems
wondering
like
if it's a
Street Fighter
fighting
2 was in
game.
the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales. However, I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports
But
to other
it's all
systems,
versions
so I
combined.
don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know
I
if
believe
that
it
really
has.
qualifies as a one game.
I believe it has been.
It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1. Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely. Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters. The first Fighters Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
The most exciting thing about this trailer was the fucking Mii Fighter costumes. I'm not even joking. The genuine excitement that came out of me was from Mii Fighter costumes. We're done here. Was it worth the wait? No, it fucking wasn't. But it's over, it's done, and we get a new pass. Like, the big stuff came at the end. Well, I'm getting off, and I'll see you guys later when Byleth comes out. And it's going to be 1 hour, and then I drop the game until the next fighter comes out. And this is going to be the thing until the game stops getting updates. Well, you probably didn't enjoy this, or you didn't enjoy my reaction to it. If you're a fan of Fire Emblem, I'm sure you didn't. Oh well, I'm just being honest. We will still continue, or I will still continue playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. I don't know when, though. So, yeah, I'll see you. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed... We all look like idiots. So, I'm going to stop it there and just say, see ya. Bye. Bye, Leth.